Check mark. Check mark.
Check.
All right, welcome, guys. You guys ready to talk some music?
Always ready, Rusty.
All right.
Good evening.
Ready when you are. All right, in the house, I got C-Blind.
Hello. How's it going?
Dan the Danimal.
Howdy, folks.
The drummer extraordinaire, Marco Minnemann.
And Marco here.
Back in
me,
California
The
again.
mammal. And the
All right, we're going to kick this show off with something special and near and dear to my heart.
Take your whiskey.
So this is one of my favorite bourbons. This one's going to be smooth compared to what the proof is. We've had some that are like, around the 90s that are usually lighter on the throat. And this one is going to come in at 142.8 proof.
Dude, that's crazy.
This is going to be
That's almost like Everclear.
It's going to be a short show up tonight.
Yeah.
This is going to be very high proof.
Tastes horrible.
Probably the highest proof that we've done, on the show. Really? I think so.
I
But
think
we've
so.
done this before, haven't we?
No, we've never done George T. Stagg on this one.
Oh,
So-
look out.
I had to break out the really good stuff.
Oh, man.
Do it.
So I'll tell you a little bit about who George T. Stagg is. The period from 1865 to 1890 was known as the Gilded Age of Bourbon. Industry and innovation combined to produce stunning advances in quality and production. During this period, two noted distillers, E.H. Taylor Jr. and George T. Stagg, partnered to build one of the world's premier distilleries that would survive through economic cycles of boom and bust and through the floods and fires of the droughts. This was only one of 4 distilleries that actually stayed open during Prohibition. I don't know how they got to stay open.
Yeah. Were they distilling something else?
They could be
Maybe it was
olive oil or something.
It was
I don't
medicine
know.
grade alcohol. That's why.
But now it isn't.
Right.
Yeah.
They needed it for the war.
It could have been. But, they survived, and now it's under the Buffalo Trace Distillery. Hopefully it's as good as it was last time I had it. So let's, here's to George T. Stagg, and here's to some rock and roll. Cheers.
That cheers.
Dude, talk about smooth though for that proof.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm glad I didn't hit that whole thing. It's strong.
It is.
Wow.
It's
But
you
not
guys
burning
talking about?
strong.
This is
It's not
great.
burning strong.
no.
But it's powerful.
It's a great tasting whiskey. It starts really smooth. You feel basically already kind of, the burn a little bit, in your mouth, even though it tastes smooth at the same time. But then 10 seconds later,
yeah, it's in
no,
here.
let's make it 3 seconds later when it kind of goes down.
Yeah.
It's taking its time.
On a cold winter's day, just drink a little of this to warm you up.
Exactly.
Heck
On
yeah.
this cold winter's day in Southern California.
If you got your leg shot off, this would be good to.
They say, here, pour this and then put the leather in your mouth when they're taking the bullet out of you.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, George T. Stagg, 142.8 proof.
He's a lovely fella, isn't he?
Let's move on.
What's up?
What's up, fellas?
It's going down.
Man, I've been listening to some Porno Graffiti.
Great record.
Extreme.
Man, some really cool guitar licks on that.
Oh,
Funky
geez.
too.
So good. Yeah, and the horns, like the horn section. There's some really cool trumpets and
Yeah.
trombones and all kinds of stuff in there. And then today I was listening to a little bit of Dave Brubeck, Take 5.
Yeah, here we go.
That's good stuff.
I listened to one of my favorite voices today of the 80s, a couple albums that are dear to my heart. One self-titled debut and one called Shot in the Dark, Great White.
You know what's funny?
What?
I'm on the exact same thing. I put on Spotify just Great White, and it's been on for probably almost the whole week.
What a
Just Great
coincidence.
White.
Marco.
I've been listening to Black Sabbath last night on the way back from that camp I played.
Which Black Sabbath were you listening to?
I was listening to all sorts of Black Sabbath stuff. We listened to Sabotage, probably, if not my favorite album from Black Sabbath, especially songs like Supertzar that are on it, like with all the orchestral kind of stuff, but also like the combination and Symptom of the Universe of heavy electric guitars and then like this beautiful guitar thing at the acoustic guitar thing at the end, or
Love that
Don't
song.
Start Too Late, that song right after Hole in the Sky that connects the Symphony of the Universe with the other pieces. I think beautiful. And then we went to Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, one of my favorite guitar riffs of all time, and maybe the first really dark metal riff. How cool is that? And then with percussion in it and all this kind of stuff. But there's also a song called Who Are You on it, which is like almost like synth, like almost purely synth, except for the midsection. And Never Say Die, I think, is
I like
a
that
very
album.
underrated album.
Me too.
There is a song on that album called Air Dance that's as fusion-esque as they can get. I remember playing that in the hotel room once for my band, for the Aristocrats, and Guthrie and our manager, and I just put that on and said, like, guess who that is? And everyone was going like, what is this? Like, is it Zappa or Santana or some fusion thing? Or it was Sabbath, and they were like, what? Wow. A little bit of deep dive into that thing, and then I listened to the band UK with Eddie Jobson because I'm going to go out with them on the road soon to Japan, and I'm going to refresh my memory because I was in that band already for 15 years or something like that. But I listen now to the original old records from literally 78 and 79 with Terry Bozzio and Alan Holdsworth on it, and John Wetton, all players I actually know and knew because some of them are already. Some of them passed, you know,
like
John
phenomenal
Wetton and
players.
Alan Holdsworth. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. Looking very much forward to that.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been listening to. Sorry for the book.
No,
Here
that's
we
a
go.
good. That's a good mix. I feel like. Yeah. As far as tours, Nine Inch Nails, Lamb of God, Pussifer, and they've got a new album coming out as well. It's they've got a few songs that have already been released. How about you guys? Any good stuff you're looking forward to?
I'm really curious as to what the new Anthrax album's going to sound like. It's been a while. There's a lot of different stuff they've been doing. And the last two records they put out, I thought were great.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Tesla's recording. Jeff Keith just did a song with Millie from Steelheart. So, I mean, I'm curious to hear what the new Tesla is going to be sounding like, but also Extreme. We talked about it. Do we have to wait 13 years? It's supposed to be pretty much done.
That'd be pretty cool
Or are they
if
going to
they put
actually
one
put it
out that
out?
quick, yeah.
Just because the songs are done and everything's recording. We don't know when it's coming,
Right.
but that'd be cool to hear those.
Any new stuff you're looking forward to? I know you got your new album out. That's still fairly new.
Yeah, that's still new. I need to do actually some more promo for that. You know, I recorded some videos for it, you know, so my Neko album is out. Strangely enough, you know, I'm looking forward to, because I think, I don't know who mentioned it, but isn't it so that Kiss are working on a new album?
I think I told you guys that I saw a post that Paul Stanley posted that
Yeah.
says, I'm working on some new material, and I only do that when there's a project involved.
Okay.
A hint towards.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if that, you know, would have been the case.
Then the
you know,
Van
I would
Halen
be-
also.
Oh,
talking about
that's
that.
right.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Steve Lukather's helping him on it.
That'd be cool.
We'll see. So, Marco,
Yes.
you went to the 6-string Sanctuary for Nuno Bettencourt.
Just
Who's
got back.
there?
I literally just got
You
back.
literally got back today.
Literally just got back less than 24 hours ago.
Tell us
Tell us
about
about
it.
it. Who's there? What highlights?
You want the truth or you want some?
I don't know. Let's hear it, and I'll tell you.
No, it's my fourth time I think that I've done those camps. You know, so those guys are called Dreamcatcher, and that also had Eric Gales. I did a show with him yesterday. Taj Ferrand, he's like a young guitar player, 16 years old from Australia.
Oh.
More of a blues player, right?
More of a we are booze players. But,
We're the blues players.
We're the booze players. And,
Blues brothers.
exactly. Steve Vai, my old friend, he was there, so I did a show with him there, and I played pretty much almost with everyone, and we had a great band. So it's Vincent Garcia on bass. From, I pronounce it correctly, Valencia with a lisp. Here we go, in Spain. Great bass player. And Derek Sherinian on keyboards. So we were basically the house band, playing pretty much with everyone in all the sets, except for two artists, which actually was the right way to do, because Nuno kind of clocked it that we had to do so much work. Because we first said like, oh yeah, that's going to be fun. And there was also Mateus Asato and
Richie Kotzen.
And Richie Kotzen, I was just about to say, exactly. And so Nuno was like, hey, man, I tell you what, this is a lot of work. I kind of tried to get like 2 of the artists their own band so that you don't have to learn everything.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was great. That was great because it would have been absolute overload.
Yeah.
You have no idea how much material I had to learn.
I can imagine.
Everybody. And well, we signed up for it. So, but it was, and so we liked it. We loved it. But man,
that's kind of a good exercise for you anyways, because you're so used to playing like all over the place, and to have to go into a setting like that where you're playing cover songs that are a little bit more straightforward, maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. But I'm like, as I said, I'm used to that. So we're talking about like all the rock bands, AC/DC and stuff. It's in my heart as well. So I love playing that. And especially songs like Wanna Be Starting Something by Michael Jackson. We did that. And that's a very cool song to jam on. It's groovy and has facility. It had both. It has like the fire and the energy. Yeah, we had actually quite a assortment of songs, from Superstition from Stevie Wonder all the way up to pretty complicated stuff, So it was fun. It was really fun, and funky stuff too. Eric Gale's blues and funk, it was actually one of my favorite sets. And Touch Ferron was also a great set. Also one of my favorite sets, to be very honest, because that kid is young and hungry. So you have like all of these guitar participants, all those campers that come there and pay.
How many are there, by the way? Roughly,
like 250. And then they get like, to jam with their heroes, their guitar heroes and their band heroes too, It was very moving in a way that so many people actually were also there for us, for the band. I just was there for fun. I just thought like, yeah, I'll jam. But a lot of people came with Aristocrats albums and all kinds of stuff.
Nice.
So it was actually
Cool.
very, very sweet, But Touch, that was like one of my favorite performances because he's young and hungry. He does not really, make many demands. Often you get like from artists, okay, where's my champagne, that was like on the list, or my, turkey sandwich double folded from Buffalo,
But he's 16, so he wants fruit punch or
yeah,
Coke.
he doesn't want. Yeah, he was just happy to kind of be on stage and and being just easygoing and kind and nice, and that was just great to see. And you could see that he kind of fed off that energy that kind of we brought from the band, and we kind of fed off his energy because he was so joyful and it multiplied. So when you saw the performance, you could feel and how the audience reacted. There was some spark in the room. You literally could see like in the faces of everyone, and even from the stage himself, and everyone was like going like, oh, hang on, we're witnessing something special, special happening right now.
That's really cool.
Obviously, Steve, well, we go back a long time, and we performed many times together. But it was a great performance too. I thought that was like really, really cool. He's just such a legend,
Yeah. Steve Vai we're talking about.
Steve Vai we're talking about, exactly. And the chemistry kind of on stage was so beautiful because nobody had an attitude, and nobody kind of demanded something or was this. And you feel it in the music. Everybody lets each other live in what we do best, and nobody tells anyone what to do or how to play. Everybody just trusting each other, and magic starts happening on stage all of a sudden. And that was really, really, really beautiful to witness. Many props to Vincent Garcia. He's like a great bass player, also like a young guy from Spain. Has a big following already, like everywhere. Plays like with great artists, but very humble. So those were usually kind of the hangs we had then after the show. The kind people basically kind of, connected there,
The happy people joined
The
together
happy,
and had some drinks.
I don't know
who
what,
didn't come?
yeah. No. Actually, everybody sort of, came together.
My a good friend, guitar player that I looked up to for years, he told me early on, like, one thing you'll notice is the guys that are actually pretty good, they're going to be the most like friendly and humble people. Yeah. Some of them think they're better than they really are, and they're the ones that kind of have the egos and stuff, and I found that to be true a lot of times,
Yeah.
So
You haven't met Ginger Baker.
Guitar players, we had a lot of talks about that. It's I play guitar too. Okay, right? You know, some people are more fun to be around than others.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
All right, so Rusty's going to throw out names and you tell us yay or nay.
Do it.
I was like, what?
so speak.
Yeah. I could say many things off the radar here. You know, I didn't tell you that though.
All right. All right. So overall, a great experience. You do it again?
Yeah, I would, but probably with my own camp again, because we did the Aristo camp a while
Great name.
back. That
That's
was
cool.
super cool. You know, so I think that might be in order again. You know, so
Nice.
Very
All right. Well,
nice.
do we want to jump into a Peter Criss album review there,
Yes.
Mr. C. Blind Chad?
Yeah, we got an album review tonight. It's our good old friend, the cat, Peter Criss, who just recently, in December, turned 80 years old.
had
And
no idea.
this-
Had no idea that cats get 80 years old. Didn't you?
Yes.
This one,
He's on his 10th
and they
life.
write albums.
Yeah.
And in that same month that he turned 80 years old, he released a solo album. And this isn't the first solo album since the infamous or famous 1978 solo album. He's had a few throughout the years, but this one had a little bit more attention. Matter of fact, it charted on iTunes at number 1. Peter Criss brought in some players for this. First of all, you got Peter Criss on the drums and vocals. You got Mike McLaughlin and John Five doing guitars. Billy Sheehan's playing bass. Paul Schaefer doing some keys. The producer is Barry Pointer, who I do not know of this gentleman, but he produced the record. So I would say the style of this record is like old time rock and roll, if that makes any sense.
Literally.
With like a modern flair to it, even ragtime rock in some places. Definitely feels, the songwriting feels dated. Peter's voice sounds aged, so it's not the cat that voice that we loved from the 70s. As he would, he's 80 years old. You can hear his tone in there a little bit, but the grovel and the delivery is waned. I think this album's really only going to appeal to Peter Criss fans. You're going to have a bunch of curious cat fans, and that's who's going to buy this record. If you take the 2025 and the year 1978, you could kind of just trade places with these albums a little bit, and you're not going to get that much of a different experience. Obviously, we all know and infamously know that the 1978 album was jarring to Kiss fans when it came out because it wasn't the Peter that we were expecting. But those expectations don't exist for this record. So it's not going to have that let down feel. It's kind of more like a cat, a curiosity. And
You thought about that, huh?
You thought that through. See how you did that?
See how you did that?
a couple songs I'll talk about. One song I thought was kind of cool was Murder. A very familiar melody to it. Sounds like a song that's been written 100 times almost. Probably my favorite song on this record. Walking on Water feels like I'm in church in 1960.
I feel like walking on water. Oh, yeah.
Lyrically and musically. Not hymns, but kind of like what you would expect to come out and warm up a Billy Graham crowd.
Okay. All right.
Creepy Crawlers was the single that came out before the album dropped. It's got John Five on it. It's kind of a little bit cartoonish to me. Kind of Halloween theme. You could see it kind of being part of some animated or soundtrack or something.
Don't try to run, don't try to hide. Creepy crawlers already inside. When the lights go out and you go to bed, creepy crawlers will crawl in your head.
Sorry, I was about to do a lame pun. Maybe you should call it Nightmare Before Christmas. Sorry.
The Nightmare on Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I said, a lot of the songs at the end of the record is just, it's straight ragtime. You got even some lap steel, some very old country vibe sounding to it. So
cover of the album is pretty cool.
And the sleeve.
Yeah.
And the vinyl itself.
The vinyl itself. So Rusty's got the white vinyl version, and I'm looking at the cover right now, and it's got the two S's in Criss are the lightning bolts similar to Kiss, and it's got the crucifix for the T and his name. It's pretty cool graphic design.
Pretty cool, yeah. I would give the album cover and the album design 4.5 shackles.
Yeah. That's a good rating. Yeah.
As far as the album, I'm going to refrain from shackling this one.
It might be a good call.
I would have loved to have heard Baby Driver, Hard Luck Woman, Mainline, Black Diamond, something, Getaway.
At any time from 1978 to 2025.
But instead, we've got a kind of a swing, rockabilly / early time rock and roll type album. And that's what he listened to. I mean, that was Motown. All that stuff was his thing.
Right.
There is some good work on this album. I mean, I like the...
Oh, yeah. There's great musicianship on there.
Billy Sheehan does a nice part on In the Dark.
There are a couple musical shining moments where the musicians were like, okay, we're going to do our thing right here.
Right.
Hoping to get a couple of those rocking songs, and it just didn't come through for me. I mean,
dropped out of the nurse home when I was 82.
I love Peter Criss, and the thing is, just was part of my childhood as well, but I was, to be very honest, I didn't come in with certain expectations or something. I was definitely curious if that's what he likes, and by all means, do that.
More power to him.
For someone like John 5 that is a huge Kiss fan as well as we are, I mean, it had to have been like super cool to be there, whether you like the style or you didn't like the style. I mean, that'd been pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I think they all had a good time. At least I hope they all had a good time making this. Going through the songs and putting them together and hanging out and playing. And that's definitely a redeemable part of it if that's how it went down.
What I should actually do, I should actually text John 5 and ask him what he thought about making this album.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a real safe answer.
Yeah. No, he will. Yeah. No.
Tell me you're on the air.
Exactly. We're now. Just tell us all about it.
We're live, man.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Peter Criss, the 2025 album of the same name.
4x4. 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 4x4.
All right. You guys ready for 4x4?
91.
1991. That was a few years ago.
Yep.
Do you guys remember 1991?
I do.
Mm-hmm. I actually do, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Rusty, what was going on in 1991?
All right, you guys ready for my useless trivia for 1991?
We're ready.
All right. What was the number one movie in 1991?
Wow, I don't know.
Naked Gun.
Terminator 2.
Terminator 2. Ding, ding,
There you
ding,
go,
ding.
there you go.
Look at there,
That's
damn.
Animal got it.
Good.
But the number 2 movie was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Which was
That was a great movie.
really
I loved that movie.
with Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Where he's not even trying to do an English accent.
I liked it. I thought it was great.
Chad's trying to compare it to Robin Hood, Men in
Men in
Tights.
Tights, yeah.
So,
Which is
What's
actually
wrong
a great
with
movie. It's a great movie.
okay,
Different vibe, but
Nice.
moving on. What was the number one television show in America,
Magna
Marco?
Pia. Nice, good. Gotta say
not
it.
that late.
Married with Children.
No.
1991.
Alf?
This was number one before.
It was a sitcom?
Nope.
It was number one before?
Mm-hmm.
60
Couple
minutes.
times. 60 minutes. All right. Next up. What was the number one album in 1991?
Nirvana.
Metallica
Nope.
Black Album.
That's top 5. Both of the albums.
Wow.
Metallica, the Black Album.
Is it a heavier artist
Nirvana.
or more
No,
of a
pop.
kind of pop artist?
Oh,
Michael Jackson something.
Nope.
Madonna?
Nope.
Mariah Carey?
Mariah Carey.
Dang.
Yep.
Yeah, she's big right in the 90s is when she's coming out.
Yeah.
Number one song in 1991.
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Nope.
No.
I guess.
Not even a top 5.
Wow.
Probably a Mariah Carey song.
Yeah, probably then.
Yeah.
Nope.
No?
So this guy co-wrote, I should say, War Machine. And
Bryan
Adams.
Bryan Adams.
What was the song? It was when the Robin Hood.
Yep.
The song.
Everything I do
Yep.
for you.
Yes,
Yep.
that is it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Music is really splintering off now. There's a lot of diversity in pop music and what the mainstream is listening to. There's a lot of diversity even with the music that we love, and as it's splintering off and new genres are being created. But some of the ones that are outside of hard rock and heavy metal that were big records, but some by big artists and some by newer artists coming on the scene. You had Michael Jackson's Dangerous coming out. Rusty mentioned Mariah Carey earlier. Her Emotions album came out in 1991. An album that I don't know how popular it is with the whole fan base, but I really love the sound of this record. This was the first record that featured the new power generation. This was Prince, Diamonds and Pearls. U2's Octung Baby came out in 1991. That's a phenomenal record. Genesis gets back together and puts out We Can't Dance. Do you remember Jesus Jones?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right here, right now. That album came out. That song was all over that year for some reason.
For some reason.
Well, I mean, it was kind of one hit wonder. I mean, it was definitely a very catchy song,
Well,
but
isn't
it really kind of hit.
But didn't it fall in that same vein of like the EMF song we just talked about too? You're
Kind of,
Unbelievable.
yes. I would say yes.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Michael Bolton came out with his Time, Love, and Tenderness with When a Man Loves One, all those remakes. And, you know, he was
Top of the world.
big at that time. Boyz II Men hit the scene with their first record. Remember the Spin Doctors?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Pocket Full of Kryptonite came out that year. Grunge is starting to release records, even though that kind of music isn't defined as its own thing yet. Those could be featured in our list, so I won't go through those albums. We'll mention them in our honorables if they don't get mentioned in our top 4. So, do you have your top 4 ready to go, Rusty?
I have my top 4 ready to go, and I chose my top 4 from probably most listens, really, when we're talking
Good
about
way to do
spinning
it.
them.
Yeah.
So, and I don't even know
Marco?
if that's right, because there's some good 4th, 5th, 6th albums.
There's some albums.
Yeah.
You good? Ready to rock
I
and roll
think
on this
so.
one?
I think so.
Okay.
I had some on my list. I had a bunch on my list actually. But
Changing it up.
when I started my brain started going, I was like, wait, I think there's some others I'm missing. So I have a kind of a new list.
There's
So,
a wide array of styles of even hard rock.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Rusty Bones, what's your number 4?
All right, kicking it off with Ozzy Osbourne's No More Tears.
Okay.
Prince of Darkness 6th album, released on September 17th of 1991, reached number 7 in the US, 17 in the UK, went platinum 4 times.
Interesting.
This is the last album with drummer Randy Castillo and bassist songwriter Bob Daisley. Lemmy Kilmister of Motorhead wrote lyrics for 6 of the songs on this album, along with Zakk Wylde contributing. Singles are No More Tears, Mom, I'm Coming Home, other tunes Mr. Tinker Train, I Don't Want to Change the World, and Road to Nowhere. Great album.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
One of my
pick.
favorites of his.
Marco, what's your number 4?
I guess I would go for, if that is okay, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, they're metal
absolutely.
enough, isn't
Yeah.
it? You know?
They're hard
Yeah,
enough.
that was on my original.
Blood,
Yeah.
Sugar, Sex, Magic.
Yeah, you know, and it was kind of funny because by that time when they released Blood Sugar Sex Magic, and I saw that tour, and I saw the tour before as well, Mother's Milk. My favorite album of theirs would be the Uplift Mofo Party Plan that had like some great energy. They were like really punk and they were like, man, they were cool. Blood Sugar Sex Magic came out. A lot of the hardcore fans were actually, believe it or not, disappointed.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
They were like, they lost, literally a friend of mine said like, oh, my guitar player with him goes like, they should call the album We Lost the Funk. I was like, wow, I didn't hate it that much, you know. I thought it was actually pretty funky, and Power of Equality was a great song, I thought, and it was funky and is funky, and there are like some really good sounding tracks also on that album, because Rick Rubin as a producer did a great job there, I think.
Number 4, I've got Sick of It All, Just Look Around. It's an awesome album.
Well, tell us a little bit about it.
To me, that was the precursor to bands like Strife and some of the influential bands of the 90s hardcore scene. Badass album.
All
Check
right.
that album out. Just Look Around by Sick of It All.
I'm going to cheat on my number 4. I am choosing Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Dang. Well,
For my
those kind
number
of have to
4.
go together.
Well, not really. They're both full-length records.
Same name, just 1 and 2.
But in order to make one good one, you got to put them together.
I agree.
You got Don't Cry, November Rain, obviously those big ones, Civil War. My favorite on both records, You Could Be Mine. And I like the covers that they did. I like Knocking on Heaven's Door, and I like Live and Let Die. So
Yeah, I like that too, that Live and Let Die.
yeah,
That's great.
so Rusty Bones, number 3.
We've got their second album, went a completely different direction from the first album. Hit number 1 on Billboard 200. This is the first time a heavy metal band debuted number 1 with the new Nielsen SoundScan era, selling 134,000 in the first week. And I'm talking about Skid Row's double platinum selling album, Slave to the Grind. Monkey Business, Slave to the Grind, Wasted Time, In the Darkened Room, Quicksand Jesus. Yeah.
All right, Marco, number 3.
That would be Mr. Bungle with the first album.
Good call.
Heck yeah.
Pretty eclectic mix. I mean, it was like a little bit like the Zappa-esque kind of thing meets metal, or, you know. I don't know how well it would connect with me these days. I actually want to listen to that album again, but I remember when it came out, it was cool, and I liked it.
Animal, number 3.
Number 3, I got Morbid Angel, Blessed Are the Sick. Yeah,
Are they?
I guess so. Really creative, innovative guitar riffs and influential drumming. I mean, in the extreme metal world, you know, Pete Sandoval, like,
That's right.
influenced a lot of drummers, you know, in the death metal scene. I mean, I've got all the Morbid Angel albums, and they influenced a lot of my guitar playing and stuff. So good stuff.
My number 3's got a very influential drummer in it too.
He's got a stomach of Hollywood.
Rush, Rolled Bones comes out in
Nice.
1991. Songs like the opener, Dreamline. Of course, Roll the Bones, great song. Where's My Thing? Ghost of a Chance. Really cool lyric, really cool story, good sounding song. The whole album is a good listen. Rush, Roll the Bones, 1991.
Dream Line is a great song.
Yeah.
Fantastic song. Yeah.
All right. We're at number 2, Rusty Bones.
All right, Dos. This album should have been a lot bigger than what it was, so this is going to be a little underground here.
Really?
Eddie Kramer produced it. This is the band's only official release, too. So I'm talking about the band The Scream.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
The
The
Scream is 3/4 Racer X, right?
Yes.
And John Corabi with them.
Yeah, you got name of the album was Let It Scream. John Corabi got recruited and taken away to replace Vince Neil and Motley Crue, so the Scream went bye-bye. Opening track, Outlaws, That's a Barn Burner, I Believe in Me, Man on the Moon, and there's a great ballad, Father, Mother, Son. Big time musicians in this one.
Yeah,
You know,
Racer X is...
Racer X
That's
was
Paul
solid. Did
Gilbert's
you know
band.
Racer X at all? Did you ever listen
The
to
band
Racer
Racer
X?
X?
Yeah.
Of course, I played songs from that band with Paul. I mean, you're talking about
I think it's
Racer
a
X
very
with Paul.
American thing. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So Bruce Willet, who was in Racer X,
Ah.
and John Aldrete, the bass
I
player.
did not know that.
And then I think Scott
Travis was
started
on
out
drums
with
originally.
Oh.
They formed this band with John Corabi on vocals.
Father, thanks for playing with my friends and me.
All right, Marco, number 2 for you.
That would be Metallica, the self-titled album, or as many people call it, the Black Album.
Yeah.
I thought it was a stronger album than people kind of think it was. It had almost like the same impact on people as Blood Sugar Sex Magic from the Chili Peppers had on their fan base. Some people started hating it, and some people loved it. But there's Holier Than Thou on it. It's a fantastic song. There's Sad But True on it. That has a great heaviness to it.
Wherever I
And
May Roam.
Of Wolf and
Wherever
Man.
I May Roam was just what I say. Wolf and Man. Struggle Within. It's cool.
I love the intro of that.
Yeah, Struggle Within is cool.
Yeah.
You know, so, and yeah.
And it sold a few copies.
Oh man, it already sold like 28 million copies like years ago. Probably is now even more. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, my number 2 would be Sepultura, Arise. The song Arise, the intro, Dead Embryonic Cells. To me, that's like a Slayer-esque breakdown in that song. I think there was some beef between them. Either Kerry King or Slayer kind of talked trash on Sepultura or something like that. You know, like they were trying to bite off their sound or something like that.
You don't want to mess with them Brazilians, man.
No, man.
No.
They
Pull that jujitsu out on you.
Jiu-jitsu, yeah. But I always thought Sepultura was, their own thing.
Before I go medieval on your ass.
Well, my number 2 has already been mentioned. I believe more people kind of got on the bandwagon. This kind of became what really is the landmark album of thrash music. There is no thrash record that has had that kind of success, but there's a lot of true thrashers that say, well, that's not even a thrash album. I disagree. I was one of the ones when I first listened to Enter Sandman, I was like, this is freaking another unbelievable opening song that just builds and kills you, just like Fight Fire with Fire did, and just like Battery did. Maybe sonically the record was better sounding and it reached a different audience, but diehard fans, when you start becoming popular to people who aren't fans of that music, that kind of makes you not like that.
You almost feel like it's not yours anymore.
Yeah. But I don't hate it for that reason. I think it's a great freaking record.
Agreed.
All right. We are at number 1, Rusty Bones.
You guys should know this number 1 album that I'm going to choose.
I don't know.
No, you don't know? No guesses here? All right. 9th studio album from the mighty Van Halen. For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Released June 17th, 1991. Album debuted at number 1. Ted Templeman is back producing along with Andy Johns and Van Halen. But to me, solid album, killer, no filler. The singles are Pound Cake, Top of the World, and Right Now. It was a great video for Right Now. It was somewhat groundbreaking, I guess, for that time when that thing came out. How about a little trivia question for you guys?
Sure.
The song 316.
Yes.
What does it reference?
John, out of the Bible.
No, good guess on that. Yeah. No idea. Anyway, it's Wolfgang's birthday, the son of Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, yeah.
March 16th.
Thanks for translating
Could have
that
been. He could have been born in 2016.
Now that you mentioned that, I would have kicked off actually one of the albums from 3 or 4. Like either way, Mr. Bungle had to go, or the Chili Peppers, or maybe even the Black Album, because actually I do like that album a little bit, So there you go. I would like to swap that out maybe for something, but hey, mea culpa, and I'm standing for what I say. But number 1 is Innuendo by Queen.
Show must go.
It has actually Show Must Go On it. That is
Great song.
masterpiece.
Great song.
Innuendo is on that one. There are also some songs that I don't like at all. Also some songs that are so brilliant. For example, Don't Try So Hard. You hear Freddie's vulnerability in his voice, and as a Queen fan and just as a tribute to Freddie and respect, it could not be number 2 for me. So,
And of course, he passes away the same year.
exactly the same year later. So there you go.
Nice.
Awesome. Number 1 down.
Well, my sweatshirt says it a little bit here. I got the Black
It's
Album.
been mentioned.
Yeah, it's been mentioned. It doesn't need to be talked about too much more, but yeah.
Well, how did you feel about that record when you first heard it?
I loved it. Metallica was new to me at the time. I mean, newish.
Well, you heard of Justice for All
Justice
first,
for All
which comes
first.
out obviously right before the Black record.
And then I heard Puppets, and then I heard the Black Album. To me, it holds a place in my memory that were good times, like in high school and stuff, And
they actually produced some pretty good videos during this time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
MTV, got pretty silly with a lot of video making. And their
These are
videos
more cinematic in a
a
way.
little more cinematic, a little more
like Unforgiven.
dramatic. Yeah, very cool.
Really cool.
Well, my number 1's the same as Rusty. Van Halen for Unlawful Carnal
Thank you.
Knowledge. This is actually my favorite of the Sammy Hagar records. And it's got my favorite Sammy Hagar Van Halen song, The Dream Is Over. So, hey, that's our list, man. 1991.
Not bad,
That's a
actually.
good one.
And we had a lot represented. We had, obviously, Van Halen got duplicated, and, of course, Metallica Black Album. But we saw a lot of fresh.
Yeah, very different
Choice,
this time,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the 90s are going to
Variety.
continue to be like that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more stuff that came out. So what are albums that could have been on your list?
Tesla, Psychotic Supper, Great White, Hooked. That's one of my favorite albums from Great White. Kicks, love Kicks, Dirty Boys of the Underground,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hot Wire.
Pearl Jam 10, Temple of the Dog, self-titled.
Yeah.
A band from
Of course,
overseas.
Nevermind, like we already talked about.
Yeah.
And Bad Motorfinger came out also.
Mhm.
Yep, Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Armored Saint, Symbol of Salvation, Bolt Thrower, War Master.
That Armored Saint record is a good record.
Mhm.
That's 1991, and we'll do this again in 1992.
See you next year.
This is the featured subject.
All right. Well, we are to our featured subject, and we are bringing back our Guitar Legends battle. We did a few of these a few episodes ago. And tonight we are doing the third wave edition. What does that mean? That's that later part of 80s rock that starts about 1988 and goes through the time when grunge kind of takes over the scene. We're going to be talking about 4 guitar players that came out of this third wave, but they weren't part of those many bands that were kind of clones of the earlier waves. All these guitar players came from bands that kind of rose above all those clone bands coming out of the third wave, whether it be their style of songwriting, their popularity, overall sound. These weren't your cookie cutter guitar players of the third wave. Who we got in the battle tonight is Nuno Bettencourt. Came on the scene in 1989 with Extreme. John Petrucci came out in 1989 also with Dream Theater. Reb Beach, 1988 was Winger's first record, and he was a hired gun before that. And after that, he's played with Alice Cooper, Doc, and Whitesnake. And then lastly, also coming out in 1989 with Skid Row was Dave Snake Sabo. So we've done these before, and unlike a lot of arguments when you're talking about guitar players or comparing guitar players, a lot of times people just say, who's better? Well, that depends. What are you talking about? Their ability to write songs, their ability to shred, their creativity. So we look at all those things. We all kind of make a call, and then we see how the points roll out. So a little bit of a mathematical approach. So the criteria, there's 5 main areas. Influence, feel, which is exactly what it sounds like. How does that person's hand sound on the instrument? 'Cause that's very specific. Creativity, which includes songwriting and musicality. This is stuff, how do they write? What do they come with? How do they arrange? How do they formulate songs? Then tone, what does their guitar sound like? And then virtuosity, their skill set in a technical standpoint. So you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. We'll start with you, Rusty, but anybody can chime in, really. But influence out of Nuno, John Petrucci, Reb Beach, and Dave Snake Sabo, who would you say is the bigger influence?
I mean, I'm going to go with Nuno just because right now he is on top of the world right now from that back to the beginning performance that he did, playing a dozen songs. He was brought in for that reason. And then Tom Morello just kept hitting him up. Can you play this one? Can you play this one? Can you play this one? Yeah, I'll go with Nuno.
Okay. Marco, who do you think was the bigger influence out of these guitar players to the masses?
Reb Beach came to one of our shows with the Aristocrats. He was super nice. And he played with, if I'm not mistaken, Whitesnake.
Yes.
Yeah.
Played with John Petrucci, and I played with Nuno. Let's put it that way. Will I go for John?
Daniel, what do you
I'm
say?
going John too. For me as a guitar player, like I've been a fan of Extreme for a long time, since Porno Graffiti, but the name Nuno Bettencourt, I just really have known since recently.
Well, and a lot of people can be a casual fan of Extreme and not even know that Nuno is that good of a guitar player.
Right. Yeah. And I didn't back then for sure. But like when I started playing guitar, like one of the VHS tapes I bought was a John Petrucci instructional tape. So I feel like he's probably influenced more generations of guitar players.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think John is the most influential. He's got a very specific shredding style. Extreme is obviously a band that writes a lot of different types of songs, so they're not necessarily guitar centric in their music. Whereas definitely Dream Theater is a musical band.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say John Petrucci also is the biggest influence. All right. Obviously, this is very subjective. Who do you think's got the best feel of these guitar players?
I'll go with John Petrucci on this one. When you can play the solos without overdoing it, you're playing with the music. Yngwie Malmsteen's an amazing guitar player, but it's also just shredding it's just fast as it can go. It goes like this. Or is that a turkey?
We're not having Steve's turkey.
Yeah, we're not having wild turkey tonight.
So, I'll go with Petrucci.
Marco, what do you think?
Both of the guitar players I played and work with have like great features. Either way, it's like good timing. Both of them do, and it's just a feel. They're like, all great musicians, and you kind of, it's just like, how you connect with them, usually it's kind of a chemistry thing. What I do know is like that both of them look up to Eddie Van Halen. And especially also John Petrucci, I think, since he's a big Rush fan, Alex Lifeson, another guitar player I worked with. So I gotta just chime in with a few little kind of tidbits, because I don't want to step on anyone's toes of the players I work with.
Okay, it's fair.
Nice. Yeah. I got BB King. Better
You
feel.
think he's got better feel than these guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would disagree with that.
BB King plays one note, and you know who he is and what it means.
Yeah,
But
if
anyway,
that's your favorite feel, then power to you.
it's one of them. Anyways, but I got Nuno for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like he's got a little bit better feel than Petrucci. Petrucci's, it's almost to where the feel is sometimes secondary. He has feel, because when we were at that show, there was a solo he did
Oh, yeah.
where you and I were like, oh my gosh, like it was.
John?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Even though he's very technical player and his skill level is A level, he feels the songs. He's not just a machine.
Right.
A lot of times shredders sound like machines. He can sound like a machine if he wants to.
Yep.
But he can also just do a nice hanging blues
He
solo
has
if
that
he
much
wants
control over
He
it.
does leave space, actually, and that's one of the things I can tell that. Even though sometimes when you can shred, you get kind of sort of automatically that stamp on it. But I can, from experience, tell when you jam together that John can actually leave beautiful space and just play some chords and let other people shine.
Yeah.
So
that's a sign of
that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always admired that about John. But I'm going to have to go with Nuno on this. The album, Three Sides to Every Story, is just a phenomenal sounding record, and his guitar work on there is unbelievable. If you don't know that record, it's kind of somewhat of a glossed over extreme record, although they had a couple of hits on MTV when that album came out. So I've got to give the edge there. Although Reb Beach, I really love the way his guitar playing is too. It's unbelievable. So to creativity, who's the most creative? Who comes up with the coolest stuff? Who writes the best songs?
Well, in the same vein as what Dan brought up earlier with BB King, I'm going to go with Barry Manilow because he writes the songs that make the whole world sing.
Yes, and cry.
Yes. I'm going to go with John Petrucci on this. I mean, he does come up with the riffs. He is the primary lyricist for the group, so I'll go with him.
Okay.
I think Nuno is a good rock writer, and he has versatility. John Petrucci has like obviously the whole odd meter knowledge as well, with Dream Theater. So it's a different kind of versatility. Nuno has a good sound and a strong pulse. So what we really do when I play with Nuno, all the steps and hits, are all in the right place. We can really kind of, play together and lock in. That's actually one thing I really enjoy about playing with him, and enjoying with John about the space and the finesse, a little more fine-tuned. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
that makes sense.
Cool. I've got Nuno for this, and it kind of reinforced it a little bit today, listening to Porno Graffiti. Just as a guitar player, you can listen to riffs, guitar riffs, and predict it sometimes, where you're like, oh, he's going to do this next. But on that album, I'm like, oh, he did something different. Cool. Okay. Oh, he did something different again. He varies the playing quite a bit throughout that, but it still works. It's a close tie with Petrucci.
Yeah, I would say it's very close between both of them, although I love some of the Winger stuff is great and Reb Beach's playing is great. But, when you're talking songwriting, which every band or musician, it starts with the songwriting. There's nothing to play if you don't have a song. And if the song isn't good, then you don't want to hear it. I think this is super important for music, someone's ability to write songs. If they can't write songs, that's fine. You know, you're in a band with people that do. It's not necessary. But in this case, you've got guys that were all songwriters. But again, I have to go back to Three Sides to Every Story. That's by far the best record of any of the records any of these bands put out. So I would go with Nuno on that. So now we are to tone. Who do you just like to hear more? Which one sounds more pleasant to you, Rusty?
I don't think they're going to get much love. So I'm going to go off of the rails a little bit here. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see by the end of this thing. But I'm going to go with Dave the Snake Sabo because I love Skid Row. And that's the sound that all the way back from the Kiss days that I like. So I'm going to give him some love.
Marco, what do you think?
Cool. I'm going to do the diplomatic route again. So one of my favorite guitar players of all time and with the tone is Brian May.
Yeah.
Very distinct.
That is
yeah.
just like, what can I say?
Yeah.
And I think, all the guitar players we just mentioned are influenced also by that,
sure.
And at least that's what I think, or even sometimes would like to hope because it means so much to me. But Steve Vai and Joe Satriani, they told once the story about being on the same stage with Brian, and he had like his original Brian May that he built with his father sitting there, and they were kind of swapping out guitars and having fun. And Joe said a very sweet thing when he inducted Brian May. It was not Rock and Hall of Fame, but it was the Classic Rock Awards. He picked up Brian's guitar during sound check, and he said it sounded just like me, like Joe. He says, like, unfortunately. And then Brian picked up his own guitar and started playing, and it sounded like angels descending from the sky.
Nice.
For this one, I'll go Petrucci.
All of these guys have played stuff that have made me feel with the sound of their instrument, and that's a good thing. But I would say that there are moments in discovering Dream Theater over the last 10 years, because I didn't really know Dream Theater that well when they came out. There's some songs and there's some leads and even some rhythms where that sound just gives you goosebumps. Yeah. So I'm going with John.
We're on the same page.
Tone. Now to virtuosity. Rusty, this is not that subjective, actually, but
I think it is still subjective. I mean, because they're all amazing
No,
players.
it's not.
you can make it subjective for yourself.
John Petrucci.
Yeah, there you go. The right answer.
Yeah, John is otherworldly with some of the stuff that he can do, and even just the stuff he can memorize. I mean, it's insane. And Marco, you have the same thing. I mean, it's unbelievable what you can keep in your head.
Actually, you know what? Right now, I need to give props to myself. I usually never do this because for the listeners out there, you have no idea what I just went through. I had to learn 4 different guitar players' sets and then make it 5. In fact, if you account a band in which is UK, which is with Eddie Jobson, which I'm going to Japan with that band. So I had all these things to learn. So what? I'll take the love. Thank you very much.
And that's a lot of music, but it's not a lot. It's a lot of complicated music.
Yeah, it is. It is. So how I do this, how I approach these things, I see how many songs are in the set list, and then I'm making a point of learning every day about 3 to 4 songs, repeat them, play them, let them sit. And then the next day I repeat them again and add the next 4 songs. And then I repeat the 8 songs that I have the next day and add another.
Your method.
I have a
there
total
you go.
method.
There's the Marco method.
That
for
is
you
the
from
method.
the Rock and Roll Dungeon.
It is like, learning an album or listening to an album, learning to like it, or maybe liking it automatically, and then just digesting it and kind of knowing every little detail about it. That's what that is, really. And this is my method about like learning and feeling. Oh, this is actually very important, actually super important. That is listening to your bandmates on stage and not being just selfish.
Yeah.
So what I do, I look at the singers and players sometimes, especially with the players we had on stage now at the guitar camp, and then I ask about the lyrics and what they're all about and how it hit them emotionally. and it affects your playing.
Yeah.
You support them differently. All of a sudden, when you feel that they have something to say verbally, you just play a little quieter. And then when they burst into the chorus or the solo, you make it extra loud because it's a breakout. You emotionally support them. And you feel when they're in the zone and dig it, and you can feel how the joy all of a sudden multiplies. That's really a thing, or my recommendation, of like how many years I've been playing already, that I would kind of like to give to the next generations or to any, in fact, player out there. Like, listen to the band. Don't listen to yourself. Wait for your spot when you can shine, and then you can talk and shred and whatnot. But support the band when it's needed.
Support your band members.
That's very important. Yeah, I think.
And that's great advice, especially with a lot of the up and coming guitar players now that are basically learning off of their computers and becoming shredders, but don't even know how to play with a band.
Right.
Yeah, that's very important.
So very important. Good advice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. Well, now we're to the kind of fun questions. Who is the best or your favorite soloist? A lot of solos being created by these guys. Rusty Bones.
I'm going to have to give it to Petrucci again.
Definitely
When
the most
you've got
complicated solos.
A 20-minute song, you've got a lot of soloing. You've got 3 out of 4 that fall into the hard rock. And then you got Dream Theater, which is a prog rock. So it's different, in my opinion, than the hard rock of the glam rock, whatever you want to call it, where the other 3 guys fall in.
Are different from them. But yes, I would say Reb and Dave Snake Sabo at this time period are probably leaning a little bit more into what the rock revolution is doing. Whereas Extreme has got their own thing going on, and Dream Theater has their own thing going on.
Right. But I'm saying if you're going to take it, like going on the road, it makes sense for Extreme. Winger and Skid Row is a perfect match. You throw Dream Theater in there, it's a totally different type of music, just like a Rush. I mean, I don't
think Extreme's anything like Winger or Skid Row. I could see Skid Row and Winger being,
but I think those 3 would fit on the bill better than if you were to throw Dream. I get Rusty's point because Extreme is definitely different than those 2 bands.
Yeah, they are
definitely.
But I feel like those,
way
in my
more
mind,
different.
at least from my growing up through that area, like I feel like those 3 bands would fit well on a bill together.
Well, let's look at 2026 right now. Who's Extreme playing with? In Europe, Def Leppard. Who are they playing with here in America? Motley Crue, Tesla, and Extreme.
But we're also talking
fits.
2026. I don't think they would have played together back then.
Still same
Maybe
vein.
during the porno graffiti era. I mean,
You got the ballad, More
I
Than
don't
Words.
know. Even if you know that, I mean, you think that record feels like the glam
it doesn't.
music?
It doesn't at all. But in my mind, when I grew up, like I lumped it in with that stuff.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So you're
I
looking
think
at
it'd fall
More
in
Than
it.
Words and Wholehearted, and you're thinking that goes along with Def Leppard?
Yeah, in my mind, when I was
Wow,
how
I agree.
old was I? I was 11 years old, I think, 12 maybe. And in my mind, that was all lumped into all that stuff at the same time.
Well, I mean, I could see obviously in a young person's fan
But
mind.
now it's not.
But stylistically,
But
no
no,
way.
when I listen to it now, I'm like, oh yeah, they were way different. With the horns and there's some really unique, different stuff that they do compared to those other bands.
Yeah, way more versatile, way more modeled after
sure.
the Queen versatility,
Yep.
as opposed to the just straight driving
I agree. Yep.
rock band. I mean, look at the 6 album. I mean, look how eclectic and versatile that is.
Yeah. Yep.
So, Dan, who do you say is the best soloist?
Petrucci, just from versatility standpoint, like Petrucci is a little bit more versatile in the way he would navigate different meters and styles and all that stuff. So I've got to go with Petrucci on that one.
Yeah, I think Petrucci probably approaches it a little bit more academically. I've watched him play guitar solos where I'm just, I wouldn't even know how many hours I would have to put into playing the guitar to be 1/100th that good of executing one of their 20-minute songs. It's insane. Reb Beach also phenomenal virtuoso guitar player. If you listen to In the Heart of the Young by Winger, phenomenal guitar all through that album. All right, this is our favorite question when we do these battles. If you had to erase one of this person's work, everything they ever did from history, Which one would you erase?
What a
If Nuno
Jesus Christ.
Bettencourt never played guitar, there'd be no Extreme.
No Rihanna.
Well, I think Rihanna would have been all
Okay,
right.
she still make it.
No Dream Theater with no John Petrucci. No Liquid Tension Experiment, which is freaking crazy. Yeah, don't know that. Reb Beach. No Winger. And then you can erase Skid Row if you pick Dave Snake Sabo. So which one of these catalogs could you live without the easiest?
Well, this whole segment has been a 2-horse race, so it's not going to be one of those two. It's going to be, sorry, Reb Beach.
You got a comment on this one, Marco?
Yeah, absolutely. I would. Hi. This is Mr. Burns here. Good evening. I would erase every one of these bands so I could take over world domination, and then I would form a band called Drink Theater.
Extreme Theater.
Exactly, Extreme Drink Theater, and then we all get wings and can get to the Skid Row. That was my question. That was my weird answer to that thing.
I'll get rid of Reb Beach too.
That's probably the least that you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I definitely couldn't get rid of Extreme for 3 Sides to Every Story alone. Dream Theater, of their style of music, they have multiple masterpieces of albums that I have enjoyed over the last decade. For In the Heart of the Young, I can't get rid of that either. So Skid Row's got to go. Talk amongst yourselves. I tally this up really quick. All right, so here we go with the tally. Nuno Bettencourt had 6 points. John Petrucci had 15 points. Reb with 2, and Dave Snake Sabo with 3. So yeah, John Petrucci runs away with it across the board, really, as the winner of this Guitar Legends battle.
As the winger.
Third Wave Edition. Nice.
The Dungeon recommends.
All right, guys, what a show. We talked about the Peter Criss
Yeah.
album review there. We did the 1991 top 4 albums from each of us. And we had this Legends guitar battle, which is brutal. So would you guys like to recommend anything?
Go back and give some love to Sabotage and to Never Say Die, those albums from Sabbath. If you don't know them, there are like some secret gems in there, you know, so give that a go. And Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is a wonderful album too.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the Skid Row. I mean, go back to the 2022 album, The Gang's All Here. It's a great album if you like the Skid Row of those first 2-3 albums. So check that out.
The classic Skid Row sound.
Yeah, it sounded pretty darn close.
Good stuff.
Thank you for listening to the Rock and Roll Dungeon. Until next time.
And we will see you next time.
Later.
Late.